Rob, are you expecting a lot of dead drop victories in particular, or you think we're going to see a lot of people trying to take different extractions?
I don't think anybody from this crew is trying to extract. At least not right now. I think once they figure out how hard it is to get the dead drop, you'll start seeing some early extractions, building up their stash, getting out with some weapons. But right now, I think all these guys are killers.
So we have Scump up on the screen right now and already into a few engagements. And the looting has felt a lot more fluid. I know that now it's just a drag and drop. You can put it right onto your gun, any of those attachments. But I think a strong gun as well in his hands to start off with. Do you guys have personal favorites when you're on the map?
I mean, my personal favorite, honestly, I just love the shotguns. I love shotgun gameplay, even though
you're a corner camper, aren't you?
I tend to camp every once in a while. I don't like to admit that I do it a lot. But
taken out by Dashy.
Yeah, so I just love the work that we're doing with shotguns in the game, and we are doing everything we can to make sure that they have a place in a world like this that is super vertical. There we go.
Look at that. We've got some nice Z-laner eliminations. Actually, Optic doing well so far. Maybe no surprise there.
Yeah, our variants will notice that, like, he didn't have to holster his weapon to go up that ladder earlier.
Yeah.
Fluid movement.
I want to know,
so
should we make fun of Bonsai right now for sitting here?
I think, well, this is what we were talking about, like certain choke points, but this, you could see from this shot alone, just this sheer verticality of this, the place of what you had come to expect in the tower. And this is just one sector in the tower. There's going to be different sectors, different level design, but the one common place is that the Z-axis and verticality is going to take major spotlights in the gameplay.
Yeah, and the thing is, that crane is in a super effective spot if you have a sniper with an optic on it, right? But if you don't, you're not going to want to be up there. You're not going to do any damage, right? So you really got to tailor the routes that you're taking, the place your post up based on the loadout that you're building on the fly.
So are you saying then if you're up there, say with an AR, you're throwing a scope on that, just really not going to give you as many
You're going to tickle them.
specific?
You're going to tickle them, but you're not going to be as effective.
You're just saying hello.
Yeah, and you got to remember, this is a extraction shooter, right? You're not going for kills. You're going for kills that you can then lose. So if sniping a guy across the map, if you're not able to get over there and clean him out, unless you're planning to just go for the dead drop, like you're leaving with nothing but that sniper that's in your hands.
And you're potentially giving loot to other people that are nearby.
So now that we're into the very beginning of map 1, can you share what is the timeline we're on before you said those alerts, those sirens? And that's what you get. You climb that ladder and sometimes it does not pay off. How much time are they going to have before those sirens go off, that rising freeze?
The rising freeze starts at 2 minutes every match, and that's deterministic. It's always going to be 2 minutes. We're trying to strike that right balance of how much in the game is there a sense of, randomness to a degree, and also how much in there is deterministic, things that happen all the time that players kind of account for. And as a dev team, we're always trying to take that into account to make sure that we're not going too far one direction for reasons and too far in the other direction. So that's something that we're working on a lot.
See that? Doc already has somebody's variant ID tag.
Yeah.
Who'd he loot?
I don't know.
He's got somebody.
I love the announcement you did as well about the visor cortexes, right? Being able to show that proof, perhaps if you take down Doc himself in game.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, whether it's in your hideout or otherwise, being able to show off that you've done that. And I think, are you able to get one, multiple? Can you kind of have a whole collection?
Yeah, so variant ID tags are a collectible just like anything else. So if you kill somebody multiple times, you're constantly, you can get their
So when
tag
you're picking
out
on
of them.
Brad a whole lot, you're going to have this
I have a stack of Brad variant IDs so high.
That is not true.
It is.
But no, to your question, yeah, 100%. If you're able to kill a variant and get their identity tag multiple times, yeah, you could have that multiple times. And here's the thing, right now, people playing the game are all variants. People that are getting the tower key, we're going to now start getting more of those people that are not. And so that's what's going to be really cool as a founder, people that are, or variant, they have that visor cortex and they get to stand out. They get to be a bit of a unicorn or a peacock, right? They get to show off. And that is something that is so exciting for us as a dev team to fulfill that promise to our founders that wanted to get in this game with us a year ago. It's our reward to them, and that's something that we just love doing at Midnight Society.
We have Dashy up on the screen, already seen one elimination so far, and some pretty hyper-aggressive gameplay. Hoop now, I think, was able to take down, I'm not sure who, but more than enough loot to pick from at this point.
Yeah, and I think it's impressive that Hook is playing on a controller, because the controller is something that we're still working on to make better and better, and a lot of work has gone into that, and I think we just love seeing people to be able to play on both mouse and keyboard and controller.
Nice. It's a good turnaround.
Our animations are looking a lot better since Snapshot 1.
Yeah.
What's that like? I've got to imagine that's something pretty special to see the evolution from Snapshot 1 now here with Snapshot 5, seeing the DEADROP showdown. Some of the best fight it out as Bonsai, holding such a strong power position, has managed to take out multiple people at this point. No reason to even leave, but to see this now, that's got to be incredible.
Yeah, it's fun because he's up there, he's finding success, but other people now know he's up there. So it's going to be interesting to see how long can he keep it up, because more and more eyes are going to be looking over there.
Yeah, that crane is super vulnerable to that position he's shooting at right now. If another sniper gets up on the top of communication, then he's done for.
He's just watching that ladder. I hope he knows there's another ladder behind him.
It'll be more fun if he doesn't know. A nice shot through the floorboards. We'll see if Hoop may be able to take him, but hey, Doc says that Bonsai's not going to get you. Doc certainly is.
Let's see what happens here between these two.
Another showdown. This position so effective. That healing animation efficient too, really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a new feature of Snapshot 5, being able to find bandages on the fly, heal on the run, not have to go to a lifelink station.
See, that's what I was saying. There's so many eyes attracted to him up there now.
It looks like we have about 17 left, so a decent amount taken down, but I'm looking excited. I can't wait for the Rising Freeze to start funneling people into each other.
So each person, when they die, they'll be able to come back as a sin twice. Slowly they'll dwindle down.
If you come back as a sin, you're beelining it to rechow the person who took you out, right?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I want to
You
get.
gotta ego chow that. You gotta go find
I
that
want to
person.
get back to my bag as fast as possible. Kill whoever's trying to loot it. Get my stuff back.
That's one of the longer vertical flanks in the game.
No kidding. But makes it up, thankfully, without too much difficulty.
So
Talk about a wide open area, Quinn.
Yeah, this is up here. This is the highest point in the map. This is where the freeze is going to funnel people to. So if you're up here first, especially in these type of matches where you don't have a lot of loot and everyone's starting very equal, you hope to at least get a couple pickoffs and then have loot brought to you. So now we're just shopping here.
When you're shopping, you're going to have various. So we get into a gunfight. Crypto, unfortunately, not able to find their way out. But there's going to be different levels of armor, right? And helmets.
Yep. There's 3 tiers of armor in the helmets and the body armor. They'll reduce the damage taken to that part of the body.
So you see Scump here, he had to move up right there because he was being pushed from the Rising Freeze.
And that was Bonsai had 3 eliminations, but Hook and Dashy just seem to be a problem on this map right now. 7 eliminations for Dashy. I'd love to see a 1v1 between those two at this point.
It's going to come down to it.
He's got to do a lot of healing.
There's our proximity chat, I believe.
Yep, that's exactly right.
So when you're eliminated, do you have a moment to talk in
Oh,
Prox chat? You can?
Yeah, it's fun. I remember a fun interaction between me and Rob. He killed me, and then I was talking to him, and it's just this fun experience of like the bag is talking to you, the death bag is talking to you. So we were just talking for a little bit there, back and forth, like, how'd you do that? And so it's a lot of fun for a dev team, and we hope that carries through, because we don't want to just cut that experience off at death right away. We want to have more interactions between players.
There was an early iteration where that respawn timer was super quick. And we realized through playtesting that you lose that opportunity to talk shit to the guy who killed you, to give him some information, or to warn your teammates that you were running around with that somebody just shot you in the back.
Or, hey, you're really good. Can we party up?
Yeah.
Jump in together.
Oh, no!
Oh! Well, Hook, in case you were curious, fall damage doesn't mess around.
Yeah, it is a vertical extraction shooter. So there's things that, again, level design you need to take into account, your placement, where enemies' placement are, all of that.
I know I've seen a few people jumping off things, but there's kind of that moment of know your turn where you go, oh no, you've jumped from too high.
Yes.
This is not going to end well for you.
If he could have called it a zip line, he would have been good.
We have Hitch in an engagement. Is able to get elimination bonsai. Taking a look at some of this armor. But well, you get caught out looting, and that's what can happen. Woo!
I got him with the double barrel too.
That shotgun's a beast.
Quinn, how careful do you have to be? Speaking of that shotgun, how pivotal is it that you hit those shots when you're talking about something like reload time or anything else?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the shotgun. There's 4 shotguns in the game. I mean, the double barrel is particularly tricky because you get 2 shots quickly, and then after that, you're going to have to take a long reload penalty, and you got to be really close. So that's the one you see on screen here with Hitch. But yeah,
nice.
So
goodbye, Jared.
We've got 6 weapons that are really far along in the art process, and then all the rest are not so much. But you know, that's the beauty of making a game and sharing it with people while you develop it, is that we aren't holding things back when we put them out there to always look pretty all the time. That's not our goal. Our goal is to literally take what you see, and that's a snapshot. That is a literal snapshot in time of where the game is at.
You can see, I think some folks already at those very high levels. We only have, I believe, 7 people remaining at this point. So this is going to be where that where the lift drops down, correct? And that's kind of that final moment.
Yeah, the super lifts. You'll hear it once it starts up, and then it will come down. The walls will lower, and you have that opportunity to get on, form some fragile alliances. Because if you all stay on there, you can all extract together.
I can't imagine there's going to be any alliances here today.
I don't see it.
Hitch tries to make it.
2 shots right there with the shotgun.
Well, so then I'm curious. So we just saw Rambo get that nice win over Hitch. Is there a limit to that point, that timer where you can't respawn in as a Sin?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so you do get 2 respawns, but if you, near the end of the match, the actual respawns turn off because the play space has shrunk so much that we don't want to have anything feel cheap where people feel like the game cheated them, someone spawned right next to them. So again, it's all a balance of where we're at currently in development.
So from a lore standpoint, what you're doing is you're calling in a synthetic version of yourself that you've rented outside to come into the tower and fight for you. And at a certain point, the tower, once the sectors are shutting down, it shuts off those entry points for those Sins.
And here, right now, you hear that alarm. This is the super lift incoming right now. So Dashy's trying to get stuff out of the bag, but he's got to hurry because so the lift just came down. Now the barriers dropped, so you could actually get on the super lift.
And it's 1v1, I believe, at this point. Dashy with 7 eliminations. I believe just one other person. And well, Dashy first one to get there, but may not be the last one to extract.
Yep, he could choose right now. Does he want to actually get on that and escape with the loot, or does he want to, you know, go for the dead drop and win the 1v1?
There we go.
Gets it done.
So
Dashy with the dead drop. And for anyone, and I know a lot of people in the audience might know what that means, but remind us again what we're seeing on screen. Quinn, what is this dead drop? Because it looks like there's a whole lot of loot there.
Yeah, the dead drop is literally what it says right there, right? You deserve the best of the best from those who failed to be the best. And so this is all the best items from people that died and wasn't looted, and then you get to choose one of those to take with you. So it's like your trophy, your reward for winning that match. And